Today's horror manga dub in narration is Hideout by Masasume Kakizaki. And now I'd like to take this time to give every single one of you a very special thanks. I can't believe we've hit 10,000 subscribers, and I couldn't do it without the support of each and every one of you. I'd also like to give a very special thanks to all the VAs involved in this absolutely gargantuan project. If you find the need to take a break while watching, I've segmented this video into chapters, which you'll be able to see in a set of timestamps below. But anyways, without further ado, thank you once again so much everyone, and let's get right into Hideout. I hope you all enjoy. I wonder how much time has passed since this story started. 2 years? Maybe 3. But even with that, I still have trouble remembering. Our protagonist narrates as we see a scene of a beautiful forest. He continues, "My name is Kirishima Seichi. I am a writer in profession, and for me, this book will no doubt be my last. My only wish is to tell everything in this manuscript. Before it is too late, I pray that someday it will find itself in the hands of someone." We now find ourselves within a dimly lit room, where a man is bound to a chair with a rope. Chapter 1, Wicked Eyes. I beg of you, listen to me. I will do everything you say, he utters, as something watches him from between a crevice. Have mercy, don't kill me. He hears a faint noise emanating from the small crevice, then discerns a pair of small, bloodshot eyes peering through. I don't want to die. But the eyes continue to stare him down. Everything started on the day my wife and I went on vacation in a certain island. The goal of our trip was to heal our respective wounds. A significant amount of time earlier, we cut to a scene on a beach, where a young lady lay sprawled out underneath an umbrella, sunglasses guarding her eyes as she stares off toward the ocean. On the shoreline stands a man, his gaze fixed on the horizon, his expression solemn as he observes a father playing with his children. Gradually, a sense of melancholy settles over him as he witnesses the girl reaching for her drink on the nearby table. Both of them lost in thought as they stare into the distance. So, it's nice to have a little change, don't you think?
Maybe.
Ever since what happened last year, it has been complicated between us. That's why I thought to myself, with this trip, we could maybe start all over again. The girl adverts her gaze toward him, not saying a single word, as disappointment sweeps his face. By the way, Miki, someone from the island told me earlier of a really nice waterfall somewhere around here. They say it brings happiness to couples who come to admire it. She takes off her glasses, speaking to him.
Enough, Seiichi. Do you really believe that nonsense?
Yeah, I do. To start from zero, I am ready for anything. As they embark on their journey together, they are quickly engulfed by a fierce storm. Rain pelts down relentlessly, the tires of their vehicle squealing against the muddy path. The headlights cut through the darkness, revealing the road ahead as the rain fiercely lashes against the windows of the vehicle.
So, where are we? Don't tell me we're lost!
I think we're almost there.
Almost? We've been on this mountain path for an hour already. Where the fuck is this waterfall of yours?
She takes a puff of her cigarette and then continues.
It's always been like this with you. You really are useless.
The man sits there in silence for a moment.
Bravo! The waterfall of happiness! What bullshit! I should have never listened to you.
She taps her fingers against the radio, but to no avail. Radio waves don't reach here, Miki.
Shut up!
You know what the guy from the hotel told me this morning? Another anecdote popular in this island. Apart from the waterfall of happiness. She averts her gaze toward him, with intrigue in her eye. It is said that some time ago, a ferocious battle covered this island with blood, particularly this mountainous region. Bones of the fallen soldiers would still be littered all over the ground. The radio whirs. Today, this island boasts the beautiful beaches of their resorts, but the reality is not so idyllic as that. A smile forms on his face. The blood of tens of thousands of soldiers has contaminated this island. They sit there in silence, and then she begins to speak.
I find it odd, too, that you dragged me here in the middle of nowhere just to tell me spooky stories. But now I understand. This trip was just a pretext for you to find inspiration for your next cheap novel. Start all over again. Yeah, right.
I did all that I possibly could. I worked like crazy. All of that was for you and...
You think I'm going to believe that? Have you forgotten where we are now thanks to you? Everything is your fault. It's because of you that our son died.
It was at this precise moment that the very little hesitation that I had left shattered into tiny little pieces. In that instant, he slams his foot down on the brakes. Bringing their vehicle to a dramatic halt.
Why the hell did you stop like that? Start up the engine, damn it!
Sorry, Miki. He looks over. We're out of fuel.
In a place like this? You have got to be kidding me.
Sorry. But don't worry. I saw a light from a house a kilometer away from here 2 minutes ago. Sweat drips down her cheek as his face forms a dubious smile. We'll have to walk there and ask for help. He exits the car first, making his way and opening the trunk. As he stares inside, his eyes fixate on a wrench. The rain blares on. I can no longer remember when the idea came to me for the first time.
Are we there yet? I'm sure that we've walked for a good kilometer already.
But what is certain is that for several occasions, I've dreamed of.
I seriously doubt there is a house in the middle of this forest. Are you sure of this?
Well, I wonder.
What?
As she glances over at him, she observes his silhouette bathed in the eerie glow of the flashlight reflecting off the raindrops. In his hand, she notices the glint of a metal wrench tightly gripped. His eyes fill with hatred. The moment when I would kill this woman. She stares at him, fear plagued on her face, as he steps toward her.
Stop it with this bullshit!
Everything is your fault. Having dodged his first strike, she falls to the ground and watches as he approaches even closer, saying, "How dare you put the blame on me? Are you screwing with me? I had nothing to do with it. You're the one responsible for it, Miki. You're the one who killed Jin!"
You have gone completely mad.
Mad? Me? Stop kidding yourself. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Don't you remember? I've already told you that I planned this trip in order to start over. When I get rid of you, I would be able to start a new life! His eyes stare down at her menacingly as she reaches behind her, grabbing for a rock and swinging it at him.
Die, you psychopath!
Fuck! Bitch! Do I regret having attempted to kill her? Not even for a second. This bitch ruined my life. Where are you going? Nobody is going to help you, you know. If she was before me right now, I would kill her with the least hesitation. I already told you earlier, it's common to find human bones in this place. That's right. Even if one day your corpse would be discovered here, nobody would be able to know what happened. Looking back, I only had one regret. Come out, wherever you are. You're fucked anyway. And it is the fact that I followed her. He halts abruptly, rain beating against him relentlessly. Before him lies an opening in the ground, resembling some sort of cave, its depths shrouded in darkness. He stands there, transfixed, his gaze fixed upon it. I should have walked back. I shouldn't have entered it. But I gritted my teeth and went inside. But now I know the complete and utter horror. It was a mistake to enter that cave. He pressed on through the cave, surrounded by a cacophony of bugs and bats. The darkness enveloped him, save for the beam of light emanating from his flashlight. Abruptly, he stops, shining his light below, revealing his wife. Their eyes meet in the darkness, water trickling down her face from the relentless downpour outside. Her leg injured, blood trickling down it as he utters, "I see you're wounded. Poor thing."
Wait, Seiichi, you're right. We should talk about this. Let's forget about the past and just start over. I'm sure that this time around we...
Blood grips down his wrench as a smile forms on his face. Indeed, Miki. Now, I can finally start a new life. As he revels in the moment, a noise jolts him from behind, and a pair of large, ominous eyes fixate on him from the shadows. Slowly, a small, decrepit figure emerges, advancing toward him from behind. He quickly turns around, and him and the entity meet eyes, as his wife lay there, bleeding out. The creature then utters, Mama? Whatever it is, appears to be some sort of child, yet its skin is weathered and torn, its teeth rotting, and its clothes ragged and worn. The man slowly backs away until he finds himself pinned against the back of the cave, his wife still laying on the ground as the creature approaches him some more. Chapter 2: A Nightmare. The boy approaches him, saying,
Mama?
Huh?
So mean to Mama.
He shines his light on the boy and then back on his wife. What are you talking about, kid? I don't see your mama anywhere. But when he looks back, the boy is gone. Where did he run off to? He presses on through the cave. Damn it, I'm at my wit's end here. I think I'm having hallucinations already. This isn't the kind of place I'd expect to meet someone, let alone a little boy. After the death of my son, my life has turned into a nightmare. How could things have come to this? But now, it has finally ended. Now, that bitch is dead. I can now move on with my life. Well, that was what I hoped at first. Memories flood back to him, transporting him into the bustling city, to the anxious moments spent waiting outside the hospital room. The sign changes, indicating that the operation is complete. With a surge of anticipation, he springs up from his seat. As he stands, a nurse approaches him, inquiring if he is the father. He responds, Yes. He then looks at his wife, and tears stream down his face as he hears the words, Congratulations. It's a boy. The two of them were going to be parents to a beautiful, healthy, young boy. The memory ends, and he finds himself back in the depths of the dark cave, wandering around, yelling, Damn it! What the fuck is this place? I shouldn't be too far from the exit. I don't remember seeing this fork here earlier. How the hell did I find myself here? But that is when he stumbles against a rock, falling to the ground. Fuck! You. Good. My flashlight is still okay. But as he grabs for the flashlight, that is when he notices a horrific sight. It's a shoe, but the shoe is not a familiar one. As he reaches for his flashlight, he utters, What's this? This doesn't seem to belong to Miki. Does this mean there's someone else here aside from us? But before he can complete that thought, his attention is seized by an old, skeletal figure wielding a large sword, swinging at him from behind. Meanwhile, back where his wife lay, someone has bound ropes around her legs, dragging her deeper into the darkness of the cave. It is the same little boy from earlier, pulling her with determined strength as the two of them disappear into the shadows. Back with the man, thankfully he quickly dodged the ground, but now the creature looms over him as he shivers in fear. The two of them stop for a moment, and then the creature swings once again. What the hell? He runs off further into the cave as the creature quickly follows behind him. Fuck this! What the hell is happening? Yet they persist in their tense game of cat and mouse, navigating the labyrinth corridors and caverns of the cave. However, his heart sinks as he reaches a dead end, the escape route thwarted. Impossible! He backs against the cave wall. Am I hallucinating again? Something like this, it can't be real! I'm fed up with this nightmare! Wake up, Seiji! Yet, from the darkness, soon emerges that bony hand, followed by that bony figure. Water streams down his face as he looks down at his shoe. Yet, I had to face the facts when I realized that this was neither a hallucination nor a figment of my imagination, but the reality. What's this? It was a trapdoor. My anxiety turned into terror. For a moment, I asked myself how I got myself into such a situation, except that it really wasn't the time to ask such questions. He peers down at the trapdoor, and then once again back at the creature who's fast approaching. I was terrified at the idea of death, but also, he reaches for the trapdoor, opening it. Chapter 3. Everybody dies. He gazes down into the gaping hole before him, a ladder affixed to the side, seemingly descending into endless darkness. The idea of plunging into the unknown. But he has no time to contemplate. The creature's charging at him. With only two decisions, coming face to face with that creature once again, or going down that trap hole, he decides with determination that the only choice is to descend. Shit! But as he climbs down the ladder, his foot slips, and he falls down. His last sight, that horrible creature, before hitting the bottom. He recalls a time back at his home when he was talking with his publisher. The publication was interrupted?
Yes, I'm really sorry. Our editor-in-chief found that your novel didn't really fit with our target audience. Personally, I liked your work, but what can we say? But don't worry, you are a talented writer. You should be able to easily make a new novel. Well then, let me know when you're done writing your new manuscript.
When would I be able to... Sweat soon drips down his cheek as he has to deal with this stressful situation, But that's when he hears his wife saying we're back. He hangs up on the phone and says, "Welcome home. So, where did you two go?"
We did some shopping for June. He needed a number of things.
Hi, Papa. I'm home.
"Welcome home, son. Did you have fun?" His attention soon diverted to a bunch of luxury goods and brands. "Miki, these are..."
Yeah. I took the chance to buy myself some stuff as well.
He looks down as worry envelops his face.
You don't seem like yourself today. Is everything okay?
Yeah. Just now, I received a phone call from my editorial manager. His son grabs his fingers within his hand.
Papa, are you okay?
A kind look forms on his face as he says, "But yes, of course, Papa is very okay." But soon, he comes to, finding himself at the bottom of that trap hole. That guy. He looks up, and the strange creature seems to be gone. I'm alive. Light. He finds himself gazing toward the light, bewildered, as he stands in a peculiar bunker with numerous doorways stretching out before him, each leading to unknown destinations. "What is this place?" He proceeds forward, looking around everywhere, as he witnesses a human skeleton sprawled against the wall. Sweat drips down his brow as he sees yet another corpse, this time of a lady. Not knowing what to do, he yells, "Damn it! What the hell is this place? Where the hell am I?" But that is soon interrupted by a soft voice.
How unfortunate.
He turns around toward the voice and stares into the room that it is coming from. He sees a silhouette that is attached to a pair of chains. The young lady. Her clothes haggard and torn, and all that remain is a little bowl with food in front of her. He stands there in silence, not knowing what to say.
8. Person number 8.
8? What are you talking about? Rather than that, tell me more about this place. And you're a victim of that monster too, aren't you? What the hell was that guy? She pauses for a moment, and then she speaks yet again.
They are all dead. You are the 9th. Hey, tell me, how is the little boy?
The little boy?
Never mind. It's not important.
Help me, damn it! How do we get out of here? Come on! I'm begging you! Tell me everything that you know, and I promise that I will help you as well! She sits there in silence, tears streaming down her eyes. Hey.
The others are all dead. And you too will die.
And then, terror turned into despair. The creature drags his limp body through the shadowy caverns, inching closer to an unknown and terrifying fate. That is when he begins to come to, He looks over to the side and sees a human leg strapped to some sort of chair. A man! The man is completely subdued as he whispers,
I can't take it anymore. Just let me die already.
Eyes of sympathy form on his face as he realizes the man is missing his arms and the horrible fate that awaits him.
Please, I'm begging you, just kill me.
He then finds himself recalling the time back at the Shogaku Publishing Company. He finds himself meeting with the publisher. So, what do you think? The man looks down at his manuscript.
If I may ask, how many publishers have you shown this manuscript to today, Mr. Kirishima?
Well, you're the fourth.
I'll be completely honest with you. With a quality this poor, your work won't be accepted here or anywhere else.
Back at their apartment.
Hi, honey. How'd it go? You got the job? That's fantastic! Congratulations! Well then, could you do the shopping on the way back? Let's celebrate tonight.
Mommy, how was Daddy's work?
Guess what, June? Daddy says it went well!
Really? Yay!
Come on, June. Help me get ready for dinner.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he stands on an overpass, frantically rummaging through his bag until he retrieves an account statement. He feels nothing but hopelessness and despair as he sees his funds have dwindled to a dangerously low level. Desperation sets in as he notices a sign advertising the services of a loan shark nearby. Flashback cuts out and he finds himself back in that bunker. How long was I locked up in that room? He stares down toward the floor. A day, a week, I could no longer tell. The ropes attached around each of his legs and arms. On top of driving you crazy, the darkness and isolation also robbed you of all your sense of time. Surrounded by an impenetrable shroud of darkness, he finds himself bounded to the chair, his gaze fixed downward in hopeless resignation. In the distance, the ominous sounds of the approaching monster echo through the darkness, sending chills down his spine. Him again. Might sound bizarre, but the only thing keeping me from completely losing my mind was the ghastly screams that emanated regularly from the neighboring room.
Stop!
They reminded me that I was still alive.
Help me!
And then one day, the screaming stopped, and I was all alone in this room with the light beaming down on me. But that was when I heard a noise before me. I looked onward, recalling the scene of that guy who just wanted to die. All that time I had been trying to figure out why he still kept me alive. Something was staring at him, and him back at it. But the answer was so obvious. I was his meal. The eyes stared at him menacingly, eyeing him up from head to toe, as if they were ready to devour him.
Ah!
place like this. No! No! Stay away from me! No! Once again, he recalled a thought from his past, where he was at the Ishii Publishing Company. Stop it, Mr. Kirishima. He was bowed down against the ground, begging for a break, his forehead literally pressed against the floor. Please raise your head. What happened? I'm begging you. Give me a job, please. Anything will do. I understand, but we're just a small publishing company. I'm afraid we have nothing to offer someone like you. It doesn't matter if the manuscript payment is minimal. I'll do anything. I'll write anything. Please, you have to help me. Help. Help me. Please. Help me. What he saw was a sight he couldn't believe. He looked over, tears streaming down his eyes as they rubbed a metal wrench against the wall. No, it can't be!
Why do you look so surprised to see me? Didn't you miss me? You hurt my feelings. Honey?
A wave of remorse swept over me as I stared at her. You're alive!
Why, yes, I am. Thank you very much.
But not because I attempted to kill my wife.
Honey.
Chapter 5. A Reversal. No, it was because I failed to finish the job. She looked at him, her face all stitched up, and a smile forming. He began to tremble as she spoke.
So tell me, Seiichi, how's it feel? You were sure I was dead, and yet here I am. Only now our situations are reversed, and you're the one about to be killed. How's that feel?
Miki, help.
Help you? Are you actually begging me for your life? Are you always like this? You can't do anything by yourself. But when things go wrong, it's always someone else's fault. You blame them for the fact that you don't have any money or a job. To top it all, you even blame me for June's death. You think you can start over by killing me? Think again, asshole! Lowlifes like you can never start over. Nothing will change. You'll only be repeating the same mistakes over and over.
Help me. Help. She stared down at him, dropping her wrench against the floor.
Don't worry. I'm not the one who's gonna kill you. I'm sure you've already met that monster. He's got a soft spot for women. Won't harm them. He even treated my wounds. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get out of here alive. To make that happen, I'm ready to do anything, even fraternizing with that monster.
His soulless eyes stared toward the floor.
Once I'm free, I'm gonna bury my memories of this place. This cave, that monster, everything. I'm gonna tell everybody you died in a tragic accident during the trip. I'm gonna play the grieving widow who collects her husband's life insurance. Too bad for you, Seiichi, but it looks like the one who's going to start over again is me.
The door slammed behind him as the silence once again filled the room. He recalled another memory. A memory where he was hard at work on a manuscript, music in his ears as he listened through his Sony player. He scribbled about on the paper.
Shopping? Sure, count me in. I need a new purse. Nah, that's okay. My hubby will take care of my boy. Yeah, it's so convenient to have a man who works at home. Okay, I'll meet you in half an hour. Listen, honey, I'm going out for a bit. Could you look after June in the meantime? Oh, almost forgot. Please bring in the laundry as well. All right, June. Mommy will be gone for a while. You be a good boy, okay? See you later.
Him and the boy were left together in the apartment as he stared toward the laundry.
The laundry?
Kirishima continued to scribble on his page, but little did he know was that his little boy was reaching for the laundry on the balcony. He grabbed the nearby ladder, using it to boost himself higher and grabbing onto the laundry. But in that instant, the ladder began to rattle. Kirishima was still writing. Done! Hello, this is Kirishima calling. I finished the manuscript. I'm going to fax it over now. Oh, just another thing. I want to thank you for giving me this job. I'm looking forward to work for you again. Yes, thank you very much. Hey, Miki, Jin, good news! I finished my work. Let's celebrate together. But as he looked toward the balcony, he saw a horrific sight. Jin? He ran out, staring downward. No, no, no! His child's body mangled against the asphalt. I never wanted much out of life, except ordinary everyday happiness. But now I'm strapped to this. I just wanted a small and happy family. That's all I needed. All I wanted was to get my family back, to be with them again once more. It was my only wish, but even that seemed impossible. The door creaked open once more, catching Kirishima's attention, and in emerged that boy from earlier. He stared at the man in awe. You, I remember you, scratching his nails against the wood.
You smell like Mommy.
What? I'm not your mummy. That's when he recalled the girl.
How is the little boy?
I see. She was his mother. He stared down toward the ground. Then he said to the little boy, Listen to me. You want to see your mother again, yes? If you untie me, I'll take you to her. The boy stared at him with awe. And from inside that cellar, the boy untied him. He was finally free. Thanks, I owe you one. The boy nodded at him and then uttered,
My Mommy.
Right, of course. Let's go find your mother. But first, I need some clothes. Do you know where I can find them? The boy nodded once again. Good, lead the way. The two of them stepped outside of the cell and down the dark hallways. Chapter 6. I Bury It. The two of them arrived in a room filled with mangled and dirty clothes. What do we have here? These shoes and clothes must have belonged to those who strayed into the cave. He saw a nearby sword. By the way, how come you can't be with your mother? The monster, the man who imprisoned me. He's your father, isn't he? Did he forbid you to see her? What did he tell you?
My daddy said
He looked over.
the woman ran away.
She ran away? You mean from this cave?
She'll run away again. It's dangerous outside. The woman is bad.
Wait a minute. So you're saying your mother knows a way out of here? The boy paused for a moment, and then a smile formed on his face. I began to feel a sliver of hope.
I want my mummy.
Yes, sure, let's go see her. But won't your father get mad at you if he finds out you went to see your mother? The boy looked at him with a puzzled glance. Suddenly, I recalled what Miki had told me earlier. Well, don't you worry, I have the perfect solution. She wanted to bury her memories of this place, the cave, the monster, everything. Grabbed the nearby sword in his palm. I couldn't agree more. Take me to your father. Let's bury everything. He recalled another memory, the funeral service of his dear son, where everyone gathered around, bowing before his picture. They all began to talk amongst one another. Did you hear what happened to little Jun?
Yes, I was told he fell from the balcony. What a tragedy.
Did you also know that the father was home when it happened?
Really?
Apparently, he was so occupied with his work that he didn't pay any attention to his son. Even worse, he left that boy alone in the living room with the balcony doors wide open.
What? So it's all his fault then?
Shh, he can hear us. Karishima stood there, hearing everything, feeling the most intense feelings of sorrowness and grief. Later that day, You did this.
Honey?
Quiet! Jun wouldn't have had to die if he was looking after him properly. He sat there in silence, taking the beating. It was a mistake to let my daughter marry him in the first place. There's no way someone like him, who grew up without a family, can make anyone happy. I didn't know. It wasn't my fault. I thought Miki was watching Jin. Miki then walked beside him.
This is your fault.
Me?
You were with him when it happened. Don't try to blame it on others. You killed June.
Deep back in the cave, that monster slammed Miki against the wall, his eyes staring into her.
Whoa, take it easy. There's no need to rush. I'm not going to run away. I'm not like the other women. I'll never betray you.
She slides her hands gently around him.
In fact, I'd be happy to have your child.
Then all of a sudden, a shocked gaze goes onto his face.
Huh?
Right from behind, Karishima stabbed the sword right through the beast's back, piercing through the front. The creature falls to the ground. As Miki looks in horror, and the little boy peers from around the corner, a smile forms on Karishima's face. He grabs the sword from the hilt, pulling it out of the creature. As he says, "Miki, you were right about this cave, about this monster and about that awful past of ours. Let's bury it all. He reaches for her, pushing her against the wall as she utters,
Help!
"It's over. Time to finish this. Goodbye, Miki." But then from behind, something grabs his arm. He looks in horror as he sees that man has awoken. His bony, decrepit hand and long claws wrapped around his arm. Oh, fuck! Miki takes this opportunity and makes a run for it as the man looks over. But Kirishima takes this chance where the creature isn't ready. Take this! Miki. Hey, Miki! You can't run away from me. Get back here! His silhouette looms in the light of that hallway. That bitch! What the? Where the hell did he go? That's when he notices, beneath some sort of carpet, is another secret hole. Shit! Fuck you all! You really think you can get away from me, huh? Come out now! I'ma kill you all! But then from behind, the little boy tugs against his coat.
I want my mommy.
The man looks at the poor boy and reminds him of his own son. Sympathetic gaze forms on him.
Hello. This is Yokoyama from Sodagazaki Publishing. I'm calling about your manuscript. The deadline has long passed. I'm truly sorry for your loss, but unfortunately, we have to keep our business going. So I've decided to ask another writer to fill up your space.
But Kirishima doesn't care. Tears stream down his eyes as he collapses against the desk.
What? You want another baby?
At this rate, our marriage will fall apart. You and I, we can't allow the past to bind us forever. She taps her fingers against her cigarette as he says, "So, let's have another child. I want us to be a happy family again, like back then. I want a second chance." Miki.
You're the one who's still hung up on the past. I've already moved on. And while we're at it, let me tell you something. I never wanted children to begin with. June was just an accident. So why don't you quit your incessant whining and get back to work? You better work hard. For me.
He begins to tremble uncontrollably, as all he can do is sit in his chair and look downward toward the floor. Back in the cave, Miki is trying to escape. The woman who ran away. Meanwhile, Kirishima and the boy light a torch, and the two of them walk throughout the cave, the man looking for her. But little did they know, from behind them was the monster with some sort of bayonet. This time, he was out for blood, and the monster chasing them both. They were all wishing for this nightmare to end. That was when Miki noticed the opening of the cave, all the light streaming in from it.
I can see it. The exit! I'm free! See this, Seiichi? In the end, you couldn't kill me. In the end, you and that hideous monster can rip each other's heads off for all I care. Serves you right! I'm the survivor!
That creature had stabbed the bayonet right through her head, piercing out from one of her eyeballs as she collapsed to the ground at once. Hurry up this way. The two of them quickly ran together toward that hatch from earlier. There it is. That's the hatch I've been looking for. Come on, let's go. Your mother is down there. And so, the two of them crawled in as that monster loomed behind them with bayonet in hand. Kirishima helped the boy down, saying, "Go on, hurry. Your mother is down there." Huh? Chapter 8, New Family. The creature began to dig that bayonet into his flesh as the little boy trembled in fear. Kirishima grabbed toward his torch, flinging it toward the monster's face, causing him to light on fire. What are you waiting for? Go! Quickly! Go see your mother!
Mommy?
Don't worry, Jun. Daddy will be right behind you. The boy looked at him with awe. This won't take long! As the trap door slammed behind him, Kirishima and that monster were face to face. Stand up, you filthy monster! The creature placed its hand on its face in pain. I'm not like those poor bastards you've been feeding on till now. I won't cry for help, nor will I beg you to let me go. I'll fucking kill you! This time, the monster had a petrified glance on its face. I wanted to bury the past and start anew.
You want to file for divorce?
Kirishima and his father-in-law sat there in silence for a moment. Then he uttered, I discussed the matter with Miki, but she would have none of it. I don't think I can take this anymore. I was hoping you, as her father, could convince her.
Unbelievable. And here I thought you couldn't sink any lower. You let Jin die, and now you want to leave my daughter? Well, maybe it's all for the best. I'm sick of having someone like you as our son-in-law anyway. Hey, call our lawyer, will ya?
Did you say lawyer?
Yes, indeed. Let's hear from an expert. A man who causes his own son's death and then abandons his grieving wife. I wonder how much money you'll have to pay in compensation.
He puckered his lips. Back in the cave, I worked hard to provide for my family so that they didn't have to want for anything. He continued to swing the torch about everywhere, hitting the creature with it. Fucking monster. Die, motherfucker! Die! It's all my fault, you said. Don't make me laugh. I did nothing wrong. I've decided to go on a trip with Miki tomorrow.
What happened to your idea of getting a divorce? Did you get cold feet? Coward.
Well, that was my intention, and I really wish you had said yes.
What do you think you're doing with that?
He held a cleaver within his hand. What a shame. Sweat dripped down his father-in-law's face as Kirishima had an unsympathetic glance. The monster fell to the ground as Kirishima slammed his torch against his flesh.
Why couldn't they just leave me alone? Chew on this, fuckface!
Huh? That's when he saw a grenade.
Enough was enough. To hell with them all!
He looked toward it. Said,
Banzai!
I just wanted to start a new family. Yes, a new family. Hello, Miki, it's me. I'm heading home now. By the way, are you all packed for the trip? We're leaving as soon as I get back. Yeah, I already told you, honey. I want us to have a fresh start. A smirk formed on his face. Don't worry. I guarantee that you'll enjoy this trip. In that cave, everything was blown up to smithereens. But from beneath the rubble, a hand emerges, and soon a head. It's Kirishima. His body now torn and mangled, as that dead creature's corpse lay on the ground. Now that I think about it, maybe that monster didn't mean any harm to anyone. He must have spent decades alone in this cave. He just wanted to raise a family here, nothing more. Last chapter, Death Spiral. Kirishima emerges and reunites with the boy and his mother. Hey, sorry I'm late. The two of them look at him. He pats the little boy on the head and says, It's okay. You don't have to be scared anymore. Your daddy got rid of that monster.
It's you. From the other day.
Yeah, sorry you had to wait. Let me free you from that chain. He places the sword against the chain, using it to cut it open.
Wow. Incredible. Did you really kill that guy?
Of course. I'll do anything for my dear wife and son. How is it, though, to see your son again after such a long time? Are you happy now?
Yes.
Well, of course you are. After all, mother and child belong together.
I still can't believe it. We can finally get out of here.
Get out? Why would you want to go outside? Now I know exactly how that monster felt. There's nothing out there. Everything you need is here. Everything I had been looking for was here. I'm here, you're here, and most importantly, our precious son is here. What else do you need? As long as you have your family, nothing else matters, he said as he held her by the chain.
You're insane. In the end, you're just like that monster.
Why'd you say such a thing? Why does everybody turn away from me? Here is where the story ends. The year is 1989. Why? And this is my story. November 30th, 2010. A car navigates once again through that familiar forest until it grinds to a halt.
Well, can you fix it?
Damn it, no luck. The battery is dead.
Jeez, this is what happens when you're too cheap to rent a new car.
I had no choice. We didn't have much money to begin with. Tss, can't use my phone here either.
So what are we gonna do? It'll be dark soon.
Oh well, guess we'll have to continue on foot and then call for help. And so, the two of them walked by foot down that mysterious forest. Hey, did you know there have been people who disappeared while visiting this part of the mountain? At least that's what I heard.
What do you mean, disappeared?
Apparently, it's mostly tourists like us who have gone missing.
Stop it. You're scaring me.
Sorry, I'm sure the locals are just making these things up. Anyway, it's getting dark. Let's hurry up. And soon, the dawn was overtaken by dusk, and the only light that remained was the illumination of the moonlight. The husband shines his flashlight, uncovering an old vehicle. The two of them look in awe as sweat drips down their faces. Finally, I have a favor to ask whoever is reading this. The two of them inspect inside the car and then look around. I've been here by myself for so long. I feel so lonely. As they continue to travel through the bushes and forest. I want to meet you. I want to welcome you. They stumble upon an old book. The husband opens it up and begins to read. You, the reader of this book. I wonder how much time has passed since then. 2 years, or maybe 3. It's already difficult to even remember. My name is Seichi Kirishima. I'm a writer by trade, and this book will doubtless be my last piece of work. For now, all I want to do is record everything that happened before it's lost forever, hoping that someday someone will discover this manuscript. It begins to rain, just like that oh too familiar day where it all started. If you happen to find the entrance to the cave, don't hesitate to come in. The two of them stand there, the raindrops streaming down their faces as they stare at that cave. Help me, I can't bear it anymore. The two of them enter, shining their flashlight inside. I don't want to be alone anymore. That's when they hear a sound, and there emerges an old, mangled man, a figure both distant and oddly familiar to us all, resonating with echoes of collective memory. The last page reads, I'm Seichi Kirishima, and you're my family. Thank you so much to everyone that got to the ending there, and once again, 10,000 subscribers, wow, that means so much to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope we have so many more good stories to experience together and good things to come. Anyways, cue the usual outro. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'd like to take this time to give a very special thanks to my Patreons and YouTube members. Sarah De Jesus, Motosurf, Leo, Dason Animus, Minue, Rich Harris, Andre Wolf, and Tanya M. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you're important and you matter. Have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.